That's perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good evening, welcome everyone to our committee meetings for Monday, February 10th. Start off with County Services.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to open the meeting of County Services at 6:02. And before we get into our proposed action items, I have the Greene County Animal Alliance. They would like to give a brief overview of the progress from beginning in January of 2024 to now. So Eva Pepe and Susan True are the two main.
And if there were the board members here, they would have. Hi, everybody. I'm Eva Pepe. I'm president of the Greene County Animal Alliance. It's working now, and then I will project. My name is Eva Pepe. I'm the president of the Greene County Animal Alliance. That would be Susan True, the vice president and treasurer of the organization, also known as the GCAA. And we have a few board members here as well. So I just want to say hello. So I'll start by just saying our mission is to establish a no-kill animal shelter as a safe haven for at-risk animals in Greene County. We formed this alliance to address the urgent need for a shelter in Greene County, as none currently exists. The shelters in the neighboring counties are overwhelmed with dogs and cats from their own county, which means that animals rescued in Greene County are often turned away, either further overwhelming people who foster animals or leaving them to fend for themselves. They face numerous dangers, including harsh weather, predatory wildlife, disease, and starvation. So you might notice that there's an outline to follow if you're interested. You flip open the tablet, starting from there. So as a grim prospect this is for these animals, it's also a quality of life issue for Greene County residents. Getting animals off the street is not only safer for them, but also safer for the humans who live here. Stray animals can spread disease, and if they feel threatened, may even cause harm to people. So how do they become stray? Basically, people abandon their pets when they run into financial difficulties and lose their homes. Also, with over 24% of Greene County residents over the age of 65, some pet owners may need to move to a facility for the aging or pass away, leaving their family members with difficult choices. A no-kill shelter would give these people a much better option and peace of mind, knowing these once loved pets will have access to proper vet care, nutrition, and a chance of finding a loving forever home. Our county also faces an epidemic of feral cats and cat colonies, which impacts the property owners and local businesses alike. Cat colonies form and grow when free roaming or homeless cats find a place with access to food. In a little over a year and a half, what may start with one unfixed cat can turn into a colony of over 32 cats and kittens. The best way to bring this problem under control is through an effective spaying and neutering program, followed by veterinary aftercare to recuperate before release or adoption. Our shelter will provide these important services. Now we have the shelter plans and projected costs on the following sheet. The proposed shelter building will be a 4,000 square foot metal building with a capacity to hold 10 to 15 dogs and 30 cats at any one time. There's some attached illustrations, just renderings of that building or, the dimensions. It will include a veterinary suite with a spay and neuter clinic with surgical space, isolation areas, outdoor kennels, food preparation, storage area, among others. The projected cost for the building itself, not factoring, it's a steel building, so for the moment, not factoring in a prospective tariff being added, it's $90,000 for the steel building. The indoor finishing of the building, including walls, doors, windows, electric plumbing, will be between $1 million and $1.5 million. We did not include site preparation on the total estimate since that is site specific, but we have to account for grading of the property, tree clearing, sewer, whether it's septic or municipal, plumbing as well, well water, versus municipal water, electricity, and driveway, the length of which will determine the cost. So obviously that's information we don't yet have. So it's bringing our estimated cost to between $1.1 million and $1.6 million. So far, our progress, our nonprofit organization has demonstrated the ability to organize and exhibit competence in raising funds. We raised over $95,000 in 2024, which is our first full year of operation. We did that with fundraising events, private donations, private grants, and approximately 50 cash donation boxes, which have been placed in service throughout Greene County. We have already scheduled 9 fundraising events for 2025 with several more pending. In terms of just to give you an idea of some local support we've got, Greene County residents and businesses are eager to see an animal shelter in our county. I know this from personally servicing the box. The box, when I come in, they're like, "You're gonna get the shelter soon? Do you have one yet?" They're for themselves and their customers are constantly asking. So it's top of mind for a lot of these people. It's evidenced by their attendance. Their support is evidenced by their attendance at our events, their generous donations and petition signatures. Businesses in this county have demonstrated their support by offering their venues for our fundraisers, displaying our cash donation boxes on their counters, and contributing items and gift certificates for us to raffle at our events. We have also received about a dozen letters of support from town and village supervisors and local organizations, along with almost 400 signatures from our online petition. You can view these items. I have a binder if you want to, I can pass it around, as well as some press clippings in here. I could just put it down. I don't know if you guys can pass it around. We'll come up and look. So basically, we're asking for your support. As outlined above, this project would benefit not only animals in need, but also Greene County residents and the community as a whole. The members of the Greene County Animal Alliance, along with our nearly 24 dedicated volunteers, have been working very hard to make our vision a reality as soon as humanly possible. We would greatly appreciate any support you can offer, particularly with obtaining land in Caro. A county-owned property opportunity has come to our attention, and we would be very interested in pursuing this. This would enable us to accelerate our project, plus make us eligible for additional grants. Letters of support from legislators would also be invaluable as we reach out to other representatives for support for grant programs and other opportunities. And in closing, if you know of any businesses that might be interested in hosting a fundraiser for the GCAA, particularly in towns outside of Caro and Catskill, because we do have a lot of events coming up in those areas, please refer them to us. And we greatly appreciate your time and attention to this very important issue, which impacts all of Greene County, our citizens, businesses, and the animals in need. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Oh, questions? Okay, sure.
I have a question. So I'm behind it 100%. I think that's a great project you've taken on. And this is great that you have all the money in mind, or you know what you need to get started. Did you give any thought to, and this is just a question, so you're gonna have a vet there, is it gonna be a full-time vet? How much is that gonna cost? And the food for the animals? And just basically the operating cost. You
Right.
can kind of give that a little thought for the
Um,
yearly.
I don't have that information now. I don't know if Susan has it,
No,
any discussion?
Probably the vet services will be part-time to start.
Mhm.
And then, as the need is there and as our funds, come together,
Right.
it could be, vets are very hard to find, so we'll do our best. We've had some interest in vets helping us out, but probably more on a part-time basis. And then the general operations, we're just gonna have to keep fundraising and
We
grant
intend to
writing
just keeping that going.
to keep, and whatever services we can offer at low cost, that money will go back into.
One good thing, I noticed in Catskill, they have right in front of the advanced auto all the time, the new spay and neuter
Yes.
van there. I mean, something like that might be a good way you could arrange for them to come in. Well, my main concern is that you are putting thought into operating costs for
Yes.
year to year or day to day operations.
Absolutely, and we also, we had started a relationship with, Walmart, they do donations of food. Basically, they're waiting for us to just get the building so that we have nowhere to store it right now.
Right,
So they'll deliver, pallets or whatever, and we'll seek out other free food. But money is gonna be an ongoing.
Yeah, the operating costs, we're gonna have to sit down and, pen and pencil and paper and, really work at that to see. It's like any new business opening up, open the door and they'll come, of course, but we're gonna have to just adjust with the flow of what we can offer, what we can do. We'd love to offer full services.
right.
We know we're realistic money-wise, that we're gonna have to do, as best we can, slowly build it up
No, as you go.
and, pour the money back into, this is all, volunteers that, are doing this but the operational costs we're gonna have to pay for, we're gonna have to continue to fundraise. We don't have a clear budget on that at this moment. We're constantly, right now, our mission is fundraise to get the building.
This is like the number one focus. Once we obtain property and in the building in there, a lot more opportunities are gonna open up for us in terms of fundraising. There are grants available, but we need a place. We have to say, this is where it's gonna be, here's the building, then we'll be able to get, more streams.
I wish you luck. I'm 100% behind you.
Thank you so much.
So what are you asking from us? I mean, we definitely want to support this, I think, and we've come to your fundraisers, and I thought we did a letter of support in the past, maybe we didn't.
We sent an email out that you got the information we were looking for,
Okay. Okay,
as far as what they want for a letter and where to send it.
all right, so then maybe if you could get that to the chairman, what you're looking for in the letter.
I can work with Tammy, and she will work together.
Yeah, that's fine. We're looking for property. That's our first step. So, that in terms of support, if, there is any county-owned property that would be made available to us, that would be our very first, very big step towards getting the shelter happening in 3D and not just as a, fundraising.
And they would like to keep it in Carroll, just so that it's centrally located for Mountaintop, western, eastern, everything within Greene County. This way people don't have to go to Hudson or Kingston or wherever they need to go to, help an animal out, so.
No, I get it, Carroll is centrally located, but if there was property in Athens or something, would you be open to that too, or?
We're open to.
We would consider that,
Yeah, we
sure.
definitely would.
Oh, was going to
No, I was.
Any other questions?
Possibility.
Everyone else have-
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you, much appreciated. Thanks for your time.
That's a lot of money.
Thank you.
especially with pancake breakfast and.
Those donation boxes, believe it or not, they bring in like 650, 700 a month, just, by servicing.
And we have regular people offering them.
Yeah, I've seen one of those.
It's a big number for you.
But we need to tell them, so, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
No, I think they just wanted to hear that.
Amanda, could you give a brief update just on, did you get anything back about the dishwasher?
I did not get an
Okay. All right, then you can stay right there, right now. Okay,
One of the other stuff here though.
yeah, I know, but that was kind of important.
Yeah, big cat.
Okay, so let's get into the action items.
They have property in here.
Number one, increasing fees for Greene County Board of Elections.
Lavera,
Rivera,
Can I just
Handle,
Can I just ask a question on that, Sherry?
yes, sir.
And maybe Elisa can help. I don't have a village, so I just want to make sure that the second part of this here, our village elections, they start later than regular elections.
Yeah, they start at 11 o'clock. The inspector needs to be there at 10:30 in the morning.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure, because I saw it and I went, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I run a village, I don't have a village election,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
you're lucky.
That makes sense, yeah, absolutely. But I know at this point, we have to make the correction, if it was wrong, if it's right, we'll leave it.
Now, the regular inspectors go in at 5:30, sometimes they don't leave until close to 10.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a nice modest increase for them to, and it is tough to get election inspectors. So I know they will appreciate having a little.
Okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passed. Number two, accepting the Greene County Integrated County Plan for Child and Family Services.
Handle.
Right.
Handle and Leg, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That's passed. Number three, authorizing agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services Aging and Columbia County Community Healthcare Consortium, Inc. All in favor?
I'll move that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Second? Jay,
Just a quick
seconds?
question, Chairwoman. Amanda, how many years has this contract been in place with this?
It hasn't. So this contract in particular is for the New York Connects program, which we are currently operating in-house. I will be transparent, it's inefficient at best. The healthcare consortium currently operates the Columbia County New York Connects program, where they're receiving about 17% of their call volume is Greene County residents, because they're not getting the information they need when they call our department. So our goal is to streamline it. They're sharing a lot of resources, see how the healthcare consortium runs it, and see if it's something that we can make better in the future and take it back at the county level. But it is grant funded through the state, so it's not, there's no significant loss to us as far as personnel is concerned. But we are gonna use those New York Connect funds that we receive directly from this contract.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sherry.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That's passed. Number four, authorizing agreement between Greene County Department of Human Services Aging and Coordinated Care Services, Inc., CCSI.
Lennon. Lavera.
Lennon and Lavera, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's it. That's passed. Number five, authorizing agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services Aging and the Corporation for National and Community Service for Federal Assistance Grant Funding.
Handle.
Leg, Handle, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That's passed. Number six, authorizing agreement between Greene County Department of Human Services Aging and Nicole Genman, MSRD CDN.
Handle.
Handle,
Donald?
O'Connell, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's passed.
Good.
Number seven, authorizing agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services Aging and Retired Senior Volunteer Program, RSVP, funding administered by NYSOFA, grant funding. Handle,
O'Connell.
O'Connell. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's passed. Number 8, reappointing member, Board of Electrical Examiners.
Lennon.
Lennon and Lucas. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passed. Number 9, budget amendment for Greene County Board of Elections. State fiscal year 24 to 25 grants.
Lennon.
Lennon, Leg. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That's approved. Number 10, budget amendment, Greene County Board of Elections Cybersecurity Remediation Grant.
Lennon.
Lennon, Handle, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's passed. Number 11, budget amendment, Greene County Board of Elections Technology Innovation and Election Resource Grant Program.
O'Connell.
O'Connell,
Lennon.
Lennon, and I'll also second that. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That passes. Anything else to come before county services tonight?
Motion to close.
I just wanted to mention also, I know Amanda has been new in the department. She's doing a fine job. I haven't been down to see the office. They've done a little bit of a makeover. They're working on a makeover, so it really looks nice down there. So thank you. Keep up the good work.
Motion to adjourn by leg, need a second?
Lennon, Lennon.
Thank you.
Woke up.
When did he lose? No. I had 0-7 the opposite way.
Mickey won.
You know what?
Yeah, mine is.
It's O'Connell's. Oh, we moved back, sorry.
Go ahead.
You're off the wrist.
All right. I woke up Public Works at 6:24 PM. I'd like to hear from our highway superintendent, Scott Templeton. Three years, 4 years.
Good evening.
Love it.
Gonna go through this pretty quick. Basically, most of the stuff is on schedule. It's moving forward. One of the projects that we have on here that, want to focus on, County 61 Bridge Project in the town of Baltimore. There's two different projects all wrapped up in one. There's a slide and a bridge. We were out there with DEC last week, marking out trees and taking a look at the site. It looks like right now, moving forward, we're going to be able to get the slope repair done this year and the bridge next year, just because of how late we're getting in the season and how much work really needs to be done on the slope than the bridge itself. So it looks like there's gonna be two different stages, one this year and one next year. The rest of the projects are on schedule.
Scott, I'm sorry, we benefited from Baltimore.
That's ours.
That is correct. This, basically what's gonna occur is what's projected right now. We met with DEC, the forester and some of the site personnel. We marked out some trees and it looks like we're gonna be doing the slope stabilization this year and then the bridge next year because of the scope of both those projects. It's still one project, but because of the how much work has to do on the slope and then the bridge itself, we don't want to try to combine them.
So with the slope stabilization, we should include it first this year.
Correct.
And that will then at least level out that section of road.
Correct.
Sliding now.
Right. And it's gonna have, that slope repair will have minimal impact to the actual, road, traveling public.
Right, it's.
So, right, so it's gonna be more off the road and we're gonna be doing more of this like stabilization, off-site, off the right of way.
Down to the.
correct. So off, well, out of the right of way. We have right of way certs and easements, temporary and permanent.
Okay. Because time wise, it's not, we don't have enough time to get.
Correct. We don't want to get caught in the situation where we have out in Hawkins where we're working in Vineyard. Solid waste, the tipping floor was completed. That actually project went well. Residential drop-off area, I believe we still have some electrical, but for the most part, that's been completed as well. We've moved on to the maintenance building in the scale house. We've got some meetings with our engineers to kind of go through what we're looking for on that project. The elephant in the room right now for highway is salt. We're having a major issue receiving salt in Greene County, as well as the entire New York State. American rock salt cannot provide the salt that we originally requested, so OG.
Salt or transportation?
Salt.
So it is an inventory.
It's, right now it's full. What has occurred is, American rock salt, which won our bid for Greene County, cannot produce enough salt to provide to all the counties that won the bid. And now the trucking is an issue for all the other suppliers. So we are scrambling right now to try to meet the demand of what we're using as far as salt. We're roughly 3 times more usage this year as we did last year. Because of the storms, there's a bunch of different variables as far as how long the storms are taking. Might not be a large quantity of snow and ice, but it's, the durations are anywhere from 12 to 24 hours storms. So we've been running trucks much longer than typical storms that we have in the past.
Do you have a proposal, what you might do?
Right now, we have trucks that are gonna be headed up there, our trucks.
Up where?
To the Port of Clemens,
Clemens, okay.
Appalachia, which is Harbor's facility up there. If anyone's gone up the thruway on the right-hand side. We're gonna be hauling material out of that facility tomorrow to hopefully get us through the rest of this week. We have over 1,000 tons on order from OGS right now. So
I would
they
assume,
have not told us, we have no indication of when that quantity of salt is gonna come to us.
so I presume the Thruway and DOT is in the same situation.
They're in a slightly different situation considering they have a lot more buying power than Greene County.
Have we
So
reached out to the Thruway and DOT
DOT,
to share?
I have not reached out.
Because they will share, but you have to reach out.
They're having the same issue as getting salt.
Well, that's what you said no.
Thruway Authority, no, their barns are
Yeah,
full.
so have we reached out to the Thruway Authority
I have not.
and the capital
Their
maintenance?
material is treated material that we typically don't use.
Yeah, but if we don't have anything, let's, something
We're also,
better
I
than
mean,
nothing.
OGS and American Rock Salt is obligated to provide us with salt at $65 a ton. I don't want to go to another site for $125 a ton.
But there's a sharing agreement with the state.
What's the cost of a carver?
Right now, it's $75 a ton pickup.
And what was the contracted cost that you?
65.
65.
Delivered.
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 Just delivered.
And is there also a New York State act that was passed?
Yeah.
To purchase American mined salt?
That is correct. We actually, we're one of the,
Part of this.
correct. We are one of the counties that was not awarded the lowest price. Our original price from Appalachia was $60.15. And it was less than 10% as per OGS. 10% is by American, and we had to purchase the $65.
So you don't have the flexibility to go outside of OGS on contracts like this? So if we had went with OGS, non-OGS, you could have contracted with Clemens at
We have-
$60 a ton.
We have to actually allocate so many tons to our OGS contract, so we are allotted so much material. We could go outside, but we have to follow the OGS contract as far as how much quantity we were allocated. So we could go outside, but we're on the hook to pay the cost difference. So if our price is $65 a ton, and somebody else wants to give us for $125 a ton, we'll have to pay the full 125 without that cost differential being paid through OGS.
So I guess what I'm saying is put all that to the side. If we run into a shortage,
Yes.
That's
we
what
are
I'm saying.
We are currently not in that situation.
what's that like?
We're here in a shortage right now.
Yeah, but if we have a shortage in the county, it's probably worth a phone call to the Thruway Authority to see if we could go into the Catskill maintenance and get our trucks filled up and get us, get us going a little bit. I mean, we'd have to replace it in the future.
They'll do a share.
We're
They have
not
a
quite
shared-
in the same situation as some of the other towns. And we're going and getting our material at $75 a ton, only for tomorrow. Like I said, we have 1,000 tons on order right now. We don't know when that's it could come tomorrow, it could come at the end of the
So
week.
how's your barns right now?
Right now, we can get through several storms.
Okay. Right. Okay.
What does one of our trucks hold?
14, our tandem's around 14 to 16 tons and the dump trailer around 33.
So, here's something I question. If they're unable to meet their responsibilities under that contract, what is our recourse?
Once we have to order through American Rock Salt because they then, if they cannot meet the 3-day requirement of delivery, we then email OGS. OGS then goes to another supplier that can meet it. And then they'll pay the cost difference between what our contract is and the price that next supplier supplies.
OGS reaches out for the next
Correct.
supplier. And have we done it?
Yes,
So are they paying us to go pick up our own
they
salt?
are not right now because I can't wait because like I said, we ordered 1,000 tons or 800 tons on Friday, 240 tons over a week and a half ago. The Atlantic is gonna cover the 240 tons that we have, but we haven't met the 3 days for the 800 tons yet.
Why don't we disqualify it with a bidder?
That's OGS's, I mean,
Not if we don't go with contract. If we disqualify them as a bidder because they couldn't meet the terms of the contract.
next year,
Then they don't get the next bid. It doesn't help us for this year.
correct.
But in next year, we just put a bid out.
We did that last year. We put a bid out before OGS came out with their contract and the salt prices were through the roof. And then we went with OGS. So we've done that before. We'll certainly try it again. And we can also we can play with what our allotted quantity is as far as what we're obligated to take from American Rock Salt or whatever the OGS winner is. So
I mean, what do they do if you go over that quantity that you told them you would guarantee them? Do
They
just
have
then say, well, sorry, you already hit your limit, we
Yeah.
can't supply you.
Wyndham hit over.
20% over.
Yeah, you can go up to 120%, then they can escalate the cost, then 130%, they can cut you off.
At which point is it better off to have your.
Well, at this point, everyone's in the same boat, so
Right.
no one's getting the $65 a ton. Everyone's getting the elevated cost of 75 or higher.
But I think I'm just a little confused in that you said we have enough for 3 storms,
We have got 2 storms right now.
but we couldn't wait for OGS to go through the proper channels for American Salt to pay the differential of what we're going to pick up, saying, like, are we in dire straits or are we not? That's why I'm a little confused, but
I'd like to get a couple more than just 2 storms.
how long does it normally take for the process with OGS for American Salt to have to pay that differential?
To pay, we can back charge American Rock Salt.
So we're going to pick up at $75 a ton.
That
so-
cost is on us right now.
But we can't backtrack. Don't understand.
The 1,000 tons that we already have on order can be, that all is 240 tons of that is on emergency. Whatever that charge is above and beyond the 65 is getting covered by American Rock, so we back charge them. But the 800 tons, we have not met that 3-day requirement yet. So that was, as soon as we made that order, American Rock Salt must have contacted OGS and said they can't meet the demand. Or we got an email from OGS saying that they reassigned that 800 tons to Appalachian, which is Carver. So they're gonna meet that. So they already went ahead and did it, but we have no idea when that is going to be delivered.
And so we're
So
just
I don't
gonna
even know what the
have
cost from Appalachia is. I don't know that 800 tons is coming at. They just immediately diverted it to. So that, like I said, all that could come tomorrow or it can come in 2 weeks.
How many tons did you use last year?
Around, right, 2,500 tons.
2,500 tons.
We're at
What's
6,000.
all the salt barns, what's the total capacity that you can hold at?
They're all varies. There's two of our bigger ones are 2,200 tons. Smaller ones are a little less.
So why
1,000.
weren't these all filled up in September or whatever?
We had salt in most of them. We use a lot, we've used far more salt than we've
Take
taken.
those little storms that have to go out.
It's 3 times more salt than we've ever used before.
So you got 6,000 ton right now, right?
Correct.
6,500.
We've used 6,000 tons.
6,000.
That seems.
we're only in the middle of
Was
February.
the base,
Right.
And they used
is there a base
2,800
where
last
the
year.
state put the bid out? In my old highway days, the state was divided
Watch them
into
going by the house.
quadrants.
It's pouring.
What-
Yes,
this-
the guarantee that you have to buy.
Yeah, that kind of
Sand.
That's where the.
There's a lot of variables that went into what's occurring right now. One of the variables is the amount of storms. Another variable is the fact that the Buy American clause, 7 counties that originally were diverted to some of the other suppliers, the non-American suppliers, were all diverted to the American, so they had to get the American rock salt,
I can't resist.
so they couldn't meet the demand. So,
I mean, if we're using 3 times what we need.
yeah, I mean, New York State is,
too.
so.
And I can tell you, the salt that's in the Port of Clemens is not coming from New York State.
No,
It's coming from Africa, it's coming from Chile. And they do have another ship that's
Put there.
on Wednesday or Thursday of this week. And if you get there with our truck, go there early. Because when I leave at 6:30 in the morning, they're already lined up at Harvard. By the other day.
Out by Saturday
Not
afternoon,
Saturday, but they're
there
really
were
close on weekends.
hundreds of trucks and 2 lines wrapped around the buildings. I almost pulled off the side of the road, take a picture. It was great.
On Saturday, on Saturday.
On noon on Saturday.
Winter time, they're locked up on Saturday.
Especially if we're throwing that much salt down. Any way to down the ratio on your salt?
Yes, we've done that to all of our trucks. Recalibrated all of them down.
What about
to-
brine?
we're using that brine, we're using that treated material.
From 80/20.
We're using liquid. It's not a brine, but it's a liquid material, magnesium, calcium mix.
Yeah, calcium chloride.
What is your mix then? Sand, salt?
We're straight salt now.
What did you say you just changed?
The liquid, we don't use brine, we use magnesium chloride.
Where did you used to get the sand from?
Peckham.
So that is a last option if
Yeah,
continually,
That don't do it. That don't do it.
I mean, if
We
to
still have
do a
to.
mix or something
I mean,
anyway.
I would
You gotta
much
mix the
rather
salt
reach out to DOT.
Yeah. We did that for years and it just
Well,
said
you
you want the
Right.
straight salt, the roads are quick. The sand just don't do it, the mixture. The towns are still doing sand. It's not good. The liquid calcium will.
Is it with calcium or something?
No, we have plenty of that. Yeah, I mean, OGS is trying to figure out what occurred too. I mean, it's
Because it's long
a
winter.
perfect storm of bad winter and
Probably get a couple more days off.
yeah.
only had one snow day, so.
All the storms on the weekends, that's why.
All the storms have been on the weekend.
Yeah, Saturdays, Saturday and Sundays.
Mountains aren't closed because of.
Where is it? Are there multiple lines? Is it New York State salt or is it American salt? American, there's two mines, salt mines in New York State. American Rock Salt and Cargill. I'm not sure the exact location of either one of them.
Next day.
No.
Anything else for you, Scott? That didn't take long,
He
thank you.
woke up. He's losing control.
Okay. 11 action items today. First one, amendment to award contracts for construction management services, Justice Center.
I'd like to know, Mr. Chairman, why is this extra cost?
The delay of the project, the original contract had a time frame to it. And getting out of the ground with the problems we had, which we believe that we will be on litigation on the backside of the project to try to recoup some of these expenses. But we're probably 6 months, 7 months behind schedule because of the underground problems that we have. So they were on board, they were working, but these things couldn't get steel up.
Think this is justified?
Yeah, I mean, they've been in the field. They've been trying to hammer out the problems that have come up, and that's why I say that they've been pushing the errors and omissions that have been made both from the architect and some of the subs and some of the engineers. There will be litigation on the backside of this. This is gonna be an additional cost that we will say is justified or required because the error is made. Can't put a dollar amount on what could we be choosing, but there will be monies that we will go after. You have to keep the project moving.
Chairman O'Connell, I politely request we go into executive session to discuss contracts of professional services.
Okay.
I make that motion to do that.
You want to do that now?
Right now, yeah, if possible.
Okay. Second.
Have you named?
Do you want to get through the rest of the resolution first?
agenda?
Hold off on
That's
that
fine,
one?
want to get to the rest of them after that?
Not this one, though.
Yeah, hold
So,
off on
other
this.
number two.
You don't have a motion or a second, so we can skip it for the moment.
Okay. All right,
Thank you.
amending resolution number 452-24, awarding bids cleaning services for various county buildings.
Martin.
Handle.
Martinez and Handle. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Carried. Authorizing advertisement for bids, fuel oil.
Handle.
Lennon.
Handle, Lennon. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Accepting formal proposal for replacement of the county Route 23C culvert tributary to the East Kill Town of Jewett. CIN 23C-13-439-JEW.
Leg.
Handle.
Handle?
James, just a quick question for Scott. On this one here on the, have we ever used agency engineering before?
Yes, we did on 167.
Okay.
Because so we did something in the bill. This one unfortunately popped up beginning of our snow and ice control. One of our plow trucks clipped the parapet wall and did no damage to the truck or the wing, and the parapet wall was absolutely obliterated. I mean, it was, the concrete is just, it was so deteriorated that we actually had to cut that lane down to 1 lane.
We also used them on the bridge, the
Yes, carried 67.
They did a nice job in Round Top too, they did a great job.
Agency engineering?
Oh,
Yes, yes.
That was them?
they did a nice job,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, James.
And a second, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Accepting formal proposal for flag school repair on Walk Road Bridge over Little Westkill, Town of Lexington, bin 3-20120-0. Leg? Second,
Handle.
Handle? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Amending resolution number 469-24, authorizing highway department to enter into agreement with CDM Smith for engineering services necessary for the investigation and repair of two slope failures along County Route 61 River Road in the town of New Baltimore.
Later. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Authorizing purchase of one new 2025 excavator for the highway department.
Linger?
All in favor?
Chairman, before
Yep.
that, just Scott, this one here, what are you doing with the old excavator?
Green,
We are, still have.
You keeping that to the 11?
keeping the one.
Okay, all right. That was pretty low hours, right?
We use it more than they do.
Gotcha. All right, all right. What, is this 85? Has this got the rubber tracks, steel with
No.
rubber?
It's the, yes, it's this steel tracks, not the
Yeah.
rubber ones.
Oh, it doesn't have the rubber on.
No, we're not letting solid waste borrow it.
All right. Famous last words. Thanks, James.
All right, no problem. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Authorize the purchase of two new 2025 wheel loaders for the highway department. Leg and Buick. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Authorize the purchase of one new 2025 excavator for the solid waste department.
Mr. Chairman, I got a question on this one. All the other resolutions have that this equipment was in the budget. Was this one doesn't have it on there? Or this, it's the oversight and the resolution, or was this something came up?
No, it's in the budget. It's in the budget.
Okay, I just didn't see it listed, but all the other ones have it listed up in the second paragraph, that's why.
I need a motion.
Village.
O'Connell. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Authorize the purchase of one 2025 wheel loader for solid waste department. Lennon Martinez. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Authorizing out-of-state travel, Forbes and Seabird.
Handle.
Village.
One bill. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Anything else for Public Works Committee?
Let's go to executive.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got a question. Okay.
Yeah, make the motion, Mike?
I'll make the motion to
Mike
go to
motion,
executive
and-
session.
and Logan seconded it.
If you want, we're already gonna have a special public works meeting for Tuesday night. It's up to you. We could pull this. We'll kind of discuss it and bring it back up Tuesday night. I don't
You
know.
guys
That's fine,
That's
that's
what-
fine,
you guys-
whatever works, that's fine.
You don't have to, it's not.
That way-
Before Tuesday, right?
What's Mike?
Be easier
Oh, what?
logistically.
Yeah, for now, we'll pull it and then we'll have executive session and then.
Maybe we're just gonna go to executive.
Okay. So it's up to you. Do you want to, is that easier, you think?
What do you guys want to do?
That's fine with me, if it's.
We'll just add it to the
That's fine.
agenda for the
Oh,
special
I'm
meeting.
fine with pulling it. Yeah.
And we can go into exec session after this meeting to discuss whatever it is you want. to
Sure.
discuss. We just won't do any more business after this meeting.
No action will be taken.
Okay.
Okay, all right. If you, what I need to do then is to just pull your committee to see if everybody's all right with you pulling this resolution. And you can pull the resolution.
I'd like to get a vote to pull the resolution, amendment of the water contract, construction management services, Justice Center.
Aye. Handle.
So you can pull it, if no one from the committee is good with it.
All right, we'll pull it.
Say, pull it and we'll put it on the special meeting, the special public works meeting.
For Tuesday, okay?
And then that way we won't have any other business to conduct tonight and we can go into that session and not have to worry about starting the new back up and.
Not gonna go anywhere anyway.
That goes with it. So now I need a motion to move to exec session.
Mike made it.
I thought I had Buell's O'Connell. To go into exec session.
Village on Nudo.
No, Leonardo,
No, Nudo, second.
Yes, second.
Thank
Who
you.
moved it?
Buell's.